Thank you for watching this dynamic stamp presentation. First I'll show you a simple static stamp, and it's static because there's nothing dynamic about it. There's no form fields, there's no information being automatically inserted into this stamp. I can move it around, I can resize it, I can change the angle if I want, and I can set the opacity or transparency. And when I'm done, I can delete that. Next, I'll show you a dynamic stamp that comes built right into Acrobat or into Reader, and it's called Received. And the reason this stamp is dynamic is because it puts in the date and the time automatically, as well as the user's name from the system. And we could do the same thing with custom built dynamic stamps. We can put the username in automatically, the date and the time, and it can be any format that you want. And there's other information that we can extract from the PDF itself or from the system and embed that right into this dynamic stamp. I'll just go ahead and delete that. We could do very simple dynamic stamps and very complex, but I'll show you one of each. The first is pretty simple. This stamp will increment numbers, so if I want to stamp number 1 here, I can use this and I can keep going and it will just add 1 each time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll just keep going, etc. I'll just go ahead and delete these, and now I'll show you a pretty complex dynamic stamp. And the reason I chose this one is because it demonstrates so many features that we can add into your dynamic stamp. So this stamp is used for some type of energy rating, and what will happen now is when I apply this stamp, and this is the moment that it's dynamic, right here after I click it, you'll see this user interface pop up, and it gives me a chance to enter all kinds of information that will go right into the stamp. And once that stamp's applied, then the information can't change anymore because it'll just be a static image of whatever I enter right here. So there's a drop down here that says star rating. So I'll just put 6.3. So when I apply this stamp, you'll not only see the words star rating 6.3, but you'll also see an image of 6.5 stars. Here's a number for some kind of certificate number. I can just add the number in there. There's another drop down here for people within the organization, and when I select one of these people, it will not only put the name into the stamp, it will also put their actual signature right into that stamp. A lot of fields here. What I'm going to do is I'll just copy and paste the same information so we don't take all day to show you this demonstration. I'll put O's here, X's and O's. Let's just paste that in. And these fields aren't mandatory, so I'm going to leave this one here blank so you'll see. Also, right here, this stamp will actually perform calculations. So it's going to add up these two. So it'll show 100, 100, then it'll show a total of 200 in the total column. And you'll notice that I can't click this apply stamp button right now. And that's because we have a test here, just in case somebody enters the wrong information. So I'll put the letter A there and I'll try to apply the stamp by clicking OK. And it tells me here that I have to enter a number. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. Let's do 150, and let's do 150 here. So when you see the calculations performed, these numbers will go right into the stamp. You'll see a 300 total there and a 200 there. This stamp will also automatically put the date right into the stamp. It'll put today's date in, which is October 29th, 2014. So I'll click OK, and I'll click Apply Stamp, and then we'll just wait for that stamp, and there it is. What I'm going to do next is I will just make this a little bit bigger so you can see what's going on here. And let's just resize that. So there's our 6.3 stars. There's our 6.5 star rating image. Today's date's right here, the person's name, person's signature, certificate number. It also puts in this ID that's connected to that person. If I choose another person, I'll put a different ID in there. Here's all the information here that we entered, and this one's blank because we left that blank. And here's the calculations. 100 plus 100 equals 200, and 150 plus 150 equals 300. Now I can't change any of that because a stamp, dynamic stamp, is only dynamic for a few seconds and then it becomes static. But we can build whatever you want, whatever images you want, whatever information you want to add. We can build it into your dynamic stamp. So give us your ideas and let us create some stamps for you. Thank you for watching.